people are really mad. Granted, they are always mad, but this time they are mad with a purpose. You see, we were promised something very clearly.
One of our main goals is to ensure that these are fully featured, deep, satisfying raids, and not simply the addition of a few mechanics to existing encounters as they were in 2004. All of these encounters are a full ground-up redesign and should feel like proper raid encounters. And of course, with new raids.
Now we are hitting a year. We are hitting a year since Season of Discovery came out, and we still have to see a single new raid. No, turning Black Phadon Deeps into a raid doesn't make it a new raid. No, taking a world boss, using the incursion technology to put it somewhere else does not turn it into a raid. You may fool an Anglo-Saxon, but you're not fooling me, Activisi Blissy. So, what gives? Phase 6 got announced and we are getting the totality of a raid that already came out, 4 world bosses that already came out, and a new mechanic that takes your loot away if you wipe too many times. Because we need more reasons for French people to yell at me for making a mistake in a raid. My boy Agrend looked at Classic WoW and he thought, yes, this is pure poison, but is the community toxic enough? You know what? Hold my gummy beer! And for once, I will not give him the pass this time. There is no way it is management that's pushing him to do this stupid stuff. It is a stupid design choice that makes no freaking sense. At best, they told him that he should increase retention or something like that, and this is his interpretation of that. There is no excuse for him. I will not give him the benefit of the doubt this time. In what universe would the CEO of Blizzard walk to Agrend and tell him, yeah, Agrend, I need you to make sure that people don't wipe in AQ40 anymore, okay? I do not think that the CEO of Blizzard knows we are in AQ40. This is the classic team's idea, simple as. But anyway, I just wanted to vent for a minute because I'm still upset. Back to the topic of the video. Did we get rug pulled? Did Blizzard lie to us, or at the very least fail to deliver to us what they promised? If I gotta be honest, if I gotta tell you what I feel, I would say that yes. I came to terms with it the time that Phase 4 came out, because don't you dare Blizzard, I'm looking at that announcement conference right now, I know what this is, everybody knows what this is. I love how they made it as vague as possible, not because they wanted to do no spoilers, but because they probably knew it was a possibility that they had to rug pull us and they didn't want to get in trouble with us. They could always have the plausible deniability, oh yeah, that's just a screenshot, man, it's totally unrelated. Even though they knew damn well that the speculation coming from that screenshot was going to be talked about for months, and it got effectively a lot of people to try out Sol because they had the impression, the idea that it was going to come at some point. Once again, it might be a coincidence, but in hindsight it kinda looks like a very coldly calculated move, doesn't it? And let's be real here, Blizzard is not above lying to your face about what they are gonna do after launch. I mean, Overwatch 2 PvE. Now, I know what you guys are gonna say, so I am gonna say it. We still gotta wait for October 13th, Warcraft Direct. For all we know, they will reveal their brilliant plan that they've been cooking all along for Season of Discovery, and this nightmare can finally be over. We can finally see the new raids and everybody goes happy home, or actually we stay home because it's an online event, they run out of money. And Medina will go back quietly to talk about the new raid, everybody wins. But what if it doesn't happen? Well, here comes scenario number 2, Classic Plus. I was very surprised about how fast the release window for Phase 6 seems to me. Only, I think it was 60 days after Phase 5. Blizzard usually tries not to release content during the holidays because a lot of people cannot play during the holidays, it just makes sense. But take a look at the Phase 6 release date. Anchorage is coming on early December, right there. This seems to me like they intend to actually finish Season of Discovery as fast as possible. Granted, new content could be coming and they wanna speed it up because they gotta feed it all the new content into the timeline, and if you gotta put like 1 or 2 more raids, you really gotta speed it up before it hits something else. I do not think that's gonna happen though. And that's for the same reason it has always been. Time, I mean friend, I mean money. Namely, making a raid costs this much money. The guy that makes the map, you gotta pay him. The guy that codes the boss and fills them full of bugs, they probably got like one guy that puts all the bugs in the game for later. Well, they gotta pay that guy. The unpaid interns can only make so much of WoW, you know? Even when they made the pyramids of freaking Egypt, they still had to pay a bunch of architects and engineers and whatever to make sure that the slaves weren't pushing the rocks into the wrong hole and killing everybody, you know? You still gotta pay somebody, but what if you pay nobody? What if you take AQ40, like it's already made, you Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, you put a new stupid difficulty system that nobody cares about, and perhaps 2 new mechanics every boss, and there you go. That's a tier. Nobody cares about it, but it is a tier. Now all you gotta do is pay the mail guy to grab a USB stick and take it to the server so they can just put it in, and that's it. And if you are following along, there is one thing you are thinking about. Yes, that's Albania and Serbia, thank you. And also, if they do not release new content, the players are gonna riot, we are all gonna quit, and Sod is going to die! And Blizzard's answer to this is yes. They have to know that some version of these events are going to happen. People are gonna get mad. And they simply do not care. Why? Because Season of Discovery has 80,000 raiders. Season of Discovery is not even out on China. But now we open the Chinese market again. They are now re-releasing the game to China. They could lose all the Season of Discovery players tomorrow and make a crappy version of SOD or whatever to China too, and that would pay for everything 20-fold. If they had a reason to do that, and here's the caveat, they are making a separate client for Era, for Hardcore, and for Seasonal. That was not the case before, that's something new. As a matter of fact, they tolerated seeing how every change they put in SOD kept breaking the Era client for a year, and it only just now they decided that enough is enough. And to me, that only means one thing. Whatever change they wanna make to Classic in the future, it is gonna be a lot more complicated than just putting runes in the game, because otherwise they would not do this. The reason that Blizzard didn't wanna make separate clients for Era and for Seasonal, it was very simple. There is a lot of friction, a lot of people are not gonna want to install 2 clients. Of course, in an ideal world, they could make it so one client can contain all of it, because how much can you possibly change? If you really wanted to invest into somebody figuring out a system where you put one MPQ for one client and one MPQ for another, you could share a lot of the files, but no matter. The only reason they would do this is because they really have to. Whatever they are cooking, it is gonna be very different to SOD. Now, what is it gonna be? It could be Classic Plus, it could also be this very convenient promotional material for Warcraft Direct that has Illidan on it. Now, it is perfectly possible that they just put Illidan on it because they are gonna make a phone game with Illidan. But what if we are getting TBC Fresh? It's possible, definitely possible. 92% of my audience wants TBC Fresh over Hardcore. 89% of Hammerdance's audience wants TBC over Hardcore. If they did the littlest amount of market research, that would seem like an easy home run to them, that they would easily want to do that. Of course, I would like to say that I do think that Classic Plus is in the works for a very simple reason. Contrary to everything I said, Season of Discovery was a net success. You do not simply pull 500,000 raiders on the first lockout without having something that people really want to see. I am not saying they delivered on the promises, I am not saying that they can deliver on the promises, I am saying when they told everybody we are gonna do Classic Plus in Season of Discovery, everybody wanted to see it. The demand exists. I do worry that they are gonna learn the wrong lesson from these numbers and they are gonna make something very different, but if you're looking at the numbers, that's what they essentially mean. Whether Blizzard intends to deliver on it or whether Blizzard's broken management can actually produce it, that's a question for another video. So once again, to go for the question of the title, did we get rug pulled? I have to say, yes. Remember the start of SOD, how the Void was corrupting all the raids, and it was supposed to be an overarching plot, and they did it from BFD to Sunken Temple? Why did they give up at Phase 4? This was supposed to be a tie-in with the War Within. I thought it was really cool. Why didn't we get it on Molten Core? Why didn't we get it on the Blackwing Lair? And why are we probably not getting it for Anquirage? I'll tell you why. They gave up! And as much as I still enjoy SOD for what it is, which is retail WoW without chores, it is neither classic WoW, it is not about discovery, and much less a Classic Plus experience. If we get more than one new raid, I am gonna be shocked to my core. My bot in particular is gonna be shaking for 3 hours and then I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. Yes, there are bot doctors. But I wish we had a WoW doctor, because we got railed without even a little bit of speed, and once again the player base has to walk funny from 6 to 10 months until whatever new rock pool comes out. And hey, I am not here to tell you that you cannot enjoy SOD even if it was a rug pool. As a matter of fact, you are a grown man. You do not need my permission to enjoy anything. But please, do not lie to yourself. Please ground your expectations on what Blizzard does instead of what Blizzard says. They got us again, Chief. They got us again. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.